Aran is a place where you can set your soul free, a place where you can become childlike again. Leave all your cares behind. Come and join me. Come and see the real Inishmore, where one day is never enough. Temple Binan is an oratory built on top of the hill here in Killénia. It's based on an early Christian church, but probably wasn't built until about the 9th century. It's a big focal point, and you can see this church from way off all across Galway Bay. As you approach the islands, it would have been a magnet for people coming here during the early Christian period. It's a beautiful place to come, and if you make the effort to walk to the top of this hill, you'll be rewarded with some of the most spectacular views of Killény Bay and Galway Bay itself. It's a great place to come and sit, meditate, and let the islands soak in inside you. So Aran and Killény are the eastern part of Inishmore, and they're the less seen part of the island. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. It is worth your while making the journey. It boasts some of the best beaches on the island, some of the most beautiful scenery, as you can see behind me here. You have Inishman and you have Gregory's Channel. You have Tourmortin here, which is beside me. From Kilronan, it takes you there and back about an hour. I would highly recommend that you make it to the east end of the island. Behind me are the blowholes, or the Paul Shaidan. They're formed by the Atlantic Ocean when it inundates the rock at the shale level, about 40 foot down. It eventually carves its way in over thousands of years and pushes its way with the force of water coming through the hole, pushes all the rock up out of the hole and pushes it inland. You will notice when you come here that about 150 foot inland is a storm beach. All that stone has been tossed up out of the ocean and out of this rock formation inland. Siad the Paul Shaidan, áit álainn, áit iarghwalta, ach áit cúntarteach. Má hagan tún seo, bí cuaramach. Is fiúheacht, ach bí cuaramach. The Black Fort is one of the oldest forts on the Aran Islands. It probably dates to about 1500 and 1800 BC, so it most likely predates Dunangus. It's also much larger in size. Most of the fortress itself today is missing due to coastal erosion and the cliffs falling away. Most of the outer walls to the south have fallen away into the ocean. It's called the Black Fort, and it's probably a simple answer. On a wet day, when you look at the stone in the wall, it has a very dark appearance. And I think it's a simple answer to that. Dú Chahed, or the Black City. This is St. Enda's Church, and is situated in the graveyard in Killénia. St. Enda is the patron saint of Inishmore. Enda himself is credited with founding one of the earliest seminaries in Western Europe. The eastern part of this church here is of early Christian origin, and the other sections of it to the west are of a later date. The church was obviously expanded at some point in time. Behind me also is the grave of Tiger King. He was the main character and one of the main movie stars in the movie The Man of Aran, which was filmed here in 1932 by Robert O'Flaherty. This is Dún Ochla, situated on the highest point of the island. It's built in the late Bronze Age, dating from about 800 BC. It's one of a network of 11 fortresses that were situated on the hilltops of Inishmore, and part of a larger network running into the burn of over 400 of these particular ring forts. Most of them will be an eye view of each other. The name itself means the fortress of the yew wood or the yew forest. If you make it to the top of the hill, and you should, we'll reward you with some of the best views on the three Aran Islands. You may be wondering as you come along the road towards Killénia what these structures are out in the water. They're actually navigational aids, and if you stay on low water, there are rocks on both sides. So when the tide rises, it gives you safe passage into the harbour. The original ones that looks like cocks of hay, they were probably built around the Cromwellian period as navigational aids into the main village on the island, right up until the 1800s. It's said that the stone that was quarried from the channel when it was cut through in the monastic period was used then to build the harbour I'm standing on today. So they would have been constructed from the area itself, or from the stone that they would have dug up, or the bedrock that they would have dug up. So this is Diarmaid and Gráinne's bed. I think this location is one for those who want to get away from it all. It's one of the most romantic places, and of course the story that goes with it lends itself to the romance that can happen here. Fionn McCool was betrothed to a lady called Gráinne, but in the meantime, before they got married, she fell in love with one of Fionn's warriors, and his name was Diarmaid. and they eloped one night and they took off across Ireland. And it said that every night before they went to sleep, Diarmuid would build a bed or he would build a shelter for her. And generally all of these stone shelters around Ireland, the dolmens and these wedge tombs, were always considered to be the bed that Diarmuid built for his lover Grania. And every morning they would up sticks and run on because of course Finn was hot on their heels. Fáilte go háirithe na naomh, the kidney of the saints, a place where you come to be cleansed, a place where you leave all your cares behind, a place where one day is never enough. Join us and let us show you the hidden gems of the Aran Islands.